Thank you. Primero, disculpo a todos los que no saben muy bien hablar inglés. Si pudiera lo hiciera en 2 idiomas, pero he elegido inglés, así que espero puedas entenderlo. So, this is my story of how my vision of leadership has changed. For many people, leadership doesn't mean much, so please be aware that I'm talking about leadership in a broader sense. So it all started with this little girl who used to walk like this, pretty determined. And what she believed through the years is that being self-sufficient was a good thing, and she was quite proud of it. And also hard work. She thought that if she worked hard, eventually something would happen. And to prove that she was worth it, she studied a lot. So it was like 2 BAs, 2 masters, and now like around 1,000 hours of certificates and diplomas on coaching and embodiment, which is what I do now. And sometimes it worked. So of course I had some recognition when I had a fair trade business in Spain. And lately I managed to invite 4 times for free Alanis Morissette in a big event online. But don't ask me her details because I'm not going to give it. But when it didn't work, I didn't stop. It's my body who'd stopped me. So by 30 years old, I had a beginning of ulcer, 2 years of IBS, which is irritated bowel syndrome, which I don't recommend, because of all the time I believe I had unfair moment at work for everything I was giving, and I had to justify that I was a good person, a good worker. And also I had a lot of anxiety because I thought, who would support me if I lose my job? If anything resonates with you right now, welcome to the club. That's what I call the curse of the helper. So now I have 2 stories on my turning point, and I would like you to choose which one you feel more compelled to. The first one is that by 35, I moved to Wales, and in 4 months, my father died, my grandmother died, and I had a miscarriage, and I nearly died with the pills they gave me. Now is the second version. When my dad announced me that he had cancer, I kind of knew it. When I said goodbye to my grandmother and I touched her hand, it was just a simple goodbye, but I knew it was the last one. And when I was in the hospital, that I dared finally to ask for help. I was losing a lot of blood and I was on my knees. I saw my worst nightmare, which is asking with my little voice some help in the corridor. And I had an absolutely poker face before I collapsed. So which one was more compelling to you? The first one or the second one? The first one is what I've been talking and telling everyone for many years, which is from my head, a story. And the second one is the one that I use fully with my whole body, and this is what I call intentional leadership. The problem with helpers, which is me, is that we don't associate with traditional leadership. Traditional leadership is like, here I am, I have a solution, I have a goal, I go for it. And if I have a need, I will let you know. The problem with helpers is that we need connection. So if we want to keep going and to go through our goals, we need accountability buddies. And 3 things that I use to tell my story the second time: trust, need, and choice. We need to trust on people and to be able to share what we have with all our big emotions. Need, that's really hard for helpers because we're quite proud of doing things on our own. And on the other hand, we are quite fearful of rejection. And choice is the choice to listen to what's right for you, not to follow anyone's rhythm. And then that, because that's what we do as a helper. We just have a knee-jerk reaction to be in other people's shoes. So how do I use now my leadership with things that are easy for me? So as you've seen before, is of course doing coaching, mentoring, and teaching what I know through therapy and the body mind. And I had my podcast, which is Unknowingly Connected. And the other one was about connection. So connection with people who are local here. And also through my podcast, I usually invite people to connect. They don't know. People, I believe, they could do meaningful things together. And if you have had time to see their faces, just to see their happiness really fills my heart. So what is your version of leadership? I have one exercise for you before you leave. You just need to raise your hand and raise your finger. Nothing much. If you just take 40 seconds, that's it. And now look at your fingertip. Just take your time to look at all those perfect lines and sense it and touch it. And now take your time with the other hand to really carry this finger. This finger and this fingertip is unique. And you are unique. And every time you're going to learn about this fingertip and your body mind and all your patterns and all about what happened to you and how you can make it better, that would help you to leave a legacy in this world. And the connection would help you to have a ripple effect. So if you sometimes have some doubt around your worth and about your leadership, remember, it's here and it's here. Thank you.